Good morning and welcome back to the channel, and good morning to what is actually quite a late morning. I've slept quite long this morning, I didn't set my alarm, and I've just kind of relaxed and taken a bit of time to get up. As you can see, we are back in the Pain Cave, so no longer in Portugal, which is very unfortunate. However, look at that. The Scottish weather is not so bad today. It is quite cool, it is quite cold. It's probably 10, 11 degrees perhaps, and when I got up and it was like 6 degrees, so temperatures went up a little bit. Quite cool in the garage, but as you can actually see, there is something missing from this garage. So we have my daughter's bike, we have my amazing Giant Trans 27.5 mountain bike, which is actually going away to Pedal Power today to get front and rear shocks serviced, new bushes, new chain, new rear cassette, new bottom bracket, and just generally some love for the bike. Ready for the Strathpuffer 24-hour mountain bike race in January 2020. So when it's all spruced up and done, I'll probably have about maybe 8 rides on this bike before the actual 24-hour race itself, even though it's not till January. The reason being is because I do all my fitness. As you know, I'm predominantly road cycling, time trials. So everything's on the road. I only ride the bike to get the technical handling skills, but to be honest, this bike, because it's so good, even though this is now the older Trans model, I've actually had this Trans for 4 years now, and it's all the original bushes, and that's why I'm going to get them redone, and they have been checked and tested when I take it for its standard annual service, and they've been fine up until now. There's actually no slop in them, but there is slight discoloration around the bushes, so I'm just going to get them changed because of the age. But thoroughly impressed with this bike, totally recommend it. Giant Trans 27.5, check out the new models, alloy, carbon. We've got the Giant Anthem stance and rain, which is like the major enduro bike. I've got my Kinesis T2 alloy bike. Frame is probably slightly on the larger side for me, hence the shorter stem. This is like a tank. I mean, this is seriously heavy, but I use it for general purpose haul training. My amazing Giant Trinity time trial bike. Love this bike. That Giant bikes for me, you know, there isn't really a bad you know, bike manufacturer and brand. It's just about personal choice and preference. My personal choice and preference is Giant, because I believe they do some of the best value for money bikes in terms of weight, performance, looks, aerodynamic features. So in my opinion, for my type of budget, they do the best bikes for what I require. So I do like other brands. I like Trek, Specialized, etc. However, for bang for buck, to get the type of aero gains. So for example, if money was no object, I'd have the best Specialized Venge. As a result, I'll probably look at a Propel. So on that, I have no road bike. So if you want to give me a road bike, please give me a road bike, but I actually am lacking a road race bike. I've only got my winter bike, my time trial bike, and my mountain bike. I did have a beautiful Giant TCR, which I had to sell because of how I was doing it and how I was having the bike at that time, which I was using, as you know, from the Land's End to John O'Groats, or John O'Groats Land's End, whichever way around you want to perceive it, record. So that was sold, and that actually covered the cost of the bike to use. So I need a road bike for the up-and-coming adventures. I maybe want to do some road racing as well. As you know, I'm predominantly time trialist, but I may do some road racing. So anyway, on with the film. So today we are going to be training. It is only 40 minutes, and it is, what are we doing today? So we're doing a 15-minute warm-up, 5 minutes active, close to 300 watts, 5 minutes recovery, and then we're doing kickers out the saddle. So this is to open up my legs, because the last time I rode the bike, it's Saturday today by the way, last time I rode the bike was Monday, and obviously the 2 weeks before that I was in Portugal with that major intense training block. So now we've let the body soak up the training gains from Portugal, and now I'm back into working full time again, back to the standard work-life routine, and fitting the training in around that. So the training volume is obviously going to be significantly reduced, so it's all going to be bang for buck, top high end. So we'll crack on with this training and feedback shortly. Okay, so that is the training session complete. It was just 40 minutes, average speed 21.2 miles an hour, and we're steaming up again. That's the problem with being in the garage in my body heat. It tends to steam up, so hopefully it's become a bit clearer now. So as I said, 40 minutes, 14.2 miles, average speed 21.2, maximum 42. Now on the indoor session, I do discuss the speed, etc., but for me it doesn't matter. It's an indoor session. What matters is the power, the cadence and the heart rate. Heart rate being last, because there's variables with heart rate. Training indoors, the heart rate's generally higher because of the heat. So my average power was 257 watts, my body weight between 61 to 62 kilos on average. Normalised power 261 watts, training stress score, it says 76, but I don't think it's actually as high as that. My maximum power 847 watts. So that is because my session was zone 2 for 15 minutes, high cadence, about 100 RPM, warming up, and then I was doing, 15 minutes warm up, and then 5 minutes zone 4 for me, which is like 300 to 330 watts. I did 5 minutes of that, and then back down to zone 2, high cadence, and then for 5 minutes, and then it was 10 seconds, 700 watts plus, 50 seconds recovery, 10 seconds, 700 watts plus, 50 seconds recovery, then 10 seconds, 700 watts plus, 50 seconds recovery, then like a minute recovery, and then the rest of the session high zone 2 at like 100 RPM. So I was actually sitting at like 240 odd watts there. So as I said, average power for the whole session 257 watts, maximum 847 watts, normalised power 261 watts. So I am quite happy with that. My average power for 20 minutes was 266 watts, and average power for 30 minutes 262 watts, so very consistent. So yeah, that's alright. Average cadence 97, maximum 144, average heart rate like 150, so that's okay considering the top end sessions, so that's alright. And the heat build up, because I was sweating quite a lot, even in zone 2 I sweat quite a lot in the garage because of the heat build up. So as I say, we'll get the mountain bike off to pedal power. I've got some chores to do today. I need to do some gardening, etc. So just a short session to get back into it today. It's what they call a leg opener session, as I've explained, to get my legs back into it. And tomorrow we've got a couple of hours to do and then build back in. And then I'm actually going to, I've got a call with my coach next week to discuss our break before we start back into winter training, because I actually haven't stopped yet or started winter training. Season for me is finished. Portugal was amazing, so it was like a kind of event, if you would like, training camp, but we do need to have a prescribed either 1 to 2 weeks rest just to reset the mind, reset the body, and then start back for winter training and building blocks. Very, very important to have that rest, whether you feel like it or not. You do need to do that, and I will explain on that in another film, because that'll take a little bit of explanation, scientific, and go through why you need to train that way rather than just banging on. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're subscribing to get the regular content update. Fortunately, we're not in a beautiful sunny Portugal, but however, it is a beautiful sunny Scotland today, albeit much colder. So thank you for watching. Bye-bye.